guys, it's Katie. Welcome back to my channel. Or welcome back to my second channel, I should say. I haven't posted a video over here in like a year. This channel is not alive and well, but I've been getting so many requests to make this video and it just wasn't really something I wanted to post to my main channel, so I figured I would throw it over here for anyone who's interested in this. Or if you don't even know who I am and didn't come from my main channel, hopefully this will be helpful for you. So if you don't know me, hi, my name is Katie. I'm a writer and a freelance editor, and for the last year or so, I've been working a couple of different jobs in addition to that to supplement my income and basically just to make sure I was financially secure and to pay all of my bills while I built up my client list, and so I didn't have to worry about money. And so one of those jobs is online teaching English to kids in China, and I've been working this job for about a year now. I work for the company QKids. It's honestly been such a good like side hustle part-time job. The hours are either really early in the morning or really late at night, so it's really easy to fit around like a regular work schedule if you're still working. Anyway, I just thought this would be a timely topic because I know so many people are getting laid off right now. So many people are worried about their finances, and so if you're looking for something that you can do from home to make a little bit of extra money, I've really enjoyed doing this job. I think it's really easy and it's really fun. The kids are really cute. So I work for QKids. I'm gonna have the link down below in the description. That's my referral link, so if you're going to apply to this job, I'd appreciate it if you would use my link. It helps me out. The person who I heard about this from a year ago, they said that if you use someone's referral link, they get to your application sooner and it can help you get hired faster. I don't know if that's real or if that's just something people say to try and convince people to use their referral link, so I would appreciate if you would use my link, but I honestly don't know if it would help you or not. So first I'm gonna get the qualifications out of the way because I don't want to waste your time if you don't qualify for this. Like, there's no reason to make you sit through this entire video. You have to live in the United States or Canada to work for this company. There might be similar companies in your country. I would just look into that. I don't personally have any knowledge about that. And the requirements to be a teacher have actually changed since I started working for them a year ago. This is completely based on laws in China, so it's not the company itself that has any control over this. Like, they just have to adhere to these new laws. So you have to have a college degree. It doesn't matter what it's in, you just have to have a bachelor's degree. You also have to have a teaching English as a second language TESOL certificate. I did not have this when I first started, so I had to take an online course. I'll link the one that I did down below. It was like $20. It says it's a 120-hour long course, but I promise you it was so easy and so fast, so don't let that discourage you if you just have to go through and get the certification. You only need like a 60 or a 70% on the final grade to pass. I literally didn't do any of the studying. I just went through and I took all of the tests and I got like 100%. I think it's super intuitive. It was really easy, especially if you're good with like English and grammar and such. If you know me and my personality, you might think it's weird to be like, oh, just like get the 60% and pass. I'm only saying that because I honestly don't think there's anything that you have to learn in this course that will help you in this job. It's really just a hoop you have to jump through so you can have the certificate and say that you have it. So if you're frustrated about this, I understand. I think it's kind of dumb. Yeah, there's nothing that you'll learn in the course that will help you in this job. So I'll link the one that I did down below. It's super fast, it's super easy, and I wouldn't stress too much about the information that they teach you in the course because you won't use any of it. So those are the only qualifications. You have to have a college degree and you have to have this certificate. You don't have to use the one that I used. That was like the cheapest and easiest online option that I could find when I was looking. So those are the only requirements. What's really great about this teaching job is you don't make any of the lesson plans. The company has their own software, so basically it's kind of like a PowerPoint slide where you go into whatever lesson you were scheduled for that day and you just click through each thing, and there's instructions on the side on how to do each slide. Like, you don't have to prepare for anything ahead of time. You just go into the software and basically guide the kids through the lesson. And the lessons are honestly super fun. You'll play games, you'll do like bingo with the kids, you'll have like flashcards with different vocab words, you'll watch like little animations, sometimes there's songs that you have to like try and encourage the kids to sing along to. It's really easy. I picked it up so quickly. Like, even if you don't have any experience teaching, there's like not a steep learning curve for this at all. The only work that you need to do ahead of time is before you do the interview is to familiarize yourself with the software and like where the buttons are and like how it works. And there's a ton of videos here on YouTube of people showing you how to do that, so I would recommend looking into those before you do the interview. So now, how do you get hired? The way I had to do it was I had to put in my information and send them like a 90-second video of me reading a children's book to like show that I knew how to teach kids, you know? And then after that, if you're accepted, I don't even know if they still do that anymore. You have a demo interview where basically you go in there with an adult on their hiring team and you pretend that adult is a child and you teach them, and you basically are just showing them that you know how to use the software. And then if you get past that one, I think there's a second demo interview. And then after that, you have like trial lessons where they literally just throw you in a classroom like a regular lesson with the kids, and the kids don't know that you're still like in training. It's a super easy process. I think it took like 1 or 2 weeks for me to get hired, and then I was done. And you'll get paid for the like training practice classes if they hire you. So the lessons are about 30 minutes long and you get paid by lesson. So one of the most common questions I get is, what is the pay? And it kind of depends, but the quick answer is it's $20 an hour. So you get paid per lesson, and each lesson is about 30 minutes. And the base pay is you get $8 per lesson. And if the parents liked you, if they don't give you like a bad review or something, you get an extra dollar as a performance bonus. So that brings it to $9 for the lesson. And then if you teach a certain number of lessons in a week, I think it's 12 or 15, you get another dollar per lesson as like an attendance bonus. So you can get up to $10 per lesson, 2 lessons per hour, $20 an hour. But even if the parents hated you and you don't get a good review and you don't teach enough lessons, if you get $8 per lesson, you make $16 an hour. Don't stress about the performance bonus. I was a little worried when I first started this job. I've only gotten like 1 or 2 red flags from the parents before, and it was like stuff that wasn't my fault. It was like the kids' camera and microphone wasn't working, so I couldn't see or hear them, and the parents were mad that I couldn't teach their child. So sometimes there's stuff like that that's just like out of your control. But yeah, getting negative reviews from parents is something that has very rarely happened to me, so don't really worry about that. So what's great is they have an app on your phone, and you give them your availability for the week. They'll schedule you for classes, and you can literally go into the app, click on one of the lessons, and cancel it. As long as it's 5 hours before that lesson starts, you will not be penalized at all. You can still cancel it up to 30 minutes before the lesson, and it'll just be called an absence. And I think if you have like more than 4 absences in a week, you're not eligible for the attendance bonus. But basically it's like a super lax, super flexible schedule. You can change your schedule at any time. You can cancel as many classes as you want. It's basically just like you can teach when you can. As far as the teaching time slots go, this has changed a lot given the whole coronavirus situation. They started offering so many extra classes, like twice as many time slots as they used to. So now there's even like more. Now there's basically a class like 24 hours a day. It's on East Coast time. So like for me, I'm in Mountain Standard Time, so I am 2 hours behind East Coast time. So for me, my options are anywhere from 12:10 in the morning, like right after midnight, all the way through 6:30 in the morning, like every half hour from then to then. And then the night classes start at 5:50 for me, and then go all the way until midnight. So if you're a night person, you could literally teach from like midnight to 4 in the morning if you wanted to. Or if you have a job that you work during the day and you get home at like 5, or you finish up at 5, you can start teaching at 5:50 and teach at night. I asked on my Instagram if you guys had specific questions about this. Do you have to buy any props? So you have to have, let me grab them. For one thing, you have to have a computer that has like fast enough internet access. You have to send them a report to show that it's capable of handling their software. So make sure you have a good internet connection. You have to have a mouse. You cannot use like the little track thing on your laptop. Like I teach on my laptop, but I had to get a mouse. This one was super cheap from Amazon. I'll link it down below if you want this mouse. It just like has a little plug to go into my USB thing in my computer, and it takes like 1 battery. And then you have to have a headset with a microphone. You can't just use like the built-in microphone in your laptop. So this one has this and then a little microphone so the kids can hear you really well, and it just plugs into the USB. I also got this off Amazon, and I think it was pretty cheap. I'll link this down below as well if you need to grab one. So yeah, I've been doing this for about a year. I really enjoy it. The kids are really cute. You only teach 1 to 4 kids for each lesson, just depending on how many kids signed up for that lesson. Do you have to buy like props to use in the video? No, I've never purchased anything except for that headset and this mouse for this job. Everything you need is in the software. They have like sticker functions. There's these cute little filters that you can put on the kids' faces. There's like markers. There's a highlight feature. Like there's all of these different things that you can do in the software. You don't really need anything to hold up in the video itself. As far as like advice for what they're looking for when you're going through the interview and everything, honestly, they're looking for your personality. They're looking for you to be able to teach young children, which for me, I don't mean to like downplay it and say like it's super easy. I've worked with kids a lot, so it wasn't hard for me because I think it's kind of intuitive. But basically they want you to use, especially because you're teaching kids who might not understand a ton of English, they really want you to use body language, and they really want you to be highly encouraging of the kids. So every time the kids do something good, good job, high five, applause, like stuff like that. Like they really want you to be overly encouraging. Like when you're teaching them, walk. Like, you have to be kind of ridiculous. I'm trying to think of anything else that I could tell you that would be helpful. I think I already kind of touched on sometimes there's technical issues. They kind of make it sound like it's really rare and that's never gonna happen. It happens a lot. You'll have kids who you can't hear them or you can't see them or their video keeps disappearing and coming back. Like, it's really common, and the more that you encounter it, I think the better you are at dealing with it. Like, this will happen to me every other class. Like, 1 or 2 of the kids has technical issues, so don't really worry about it. If you can't hear them, you just try to read their lips as best as you can and just keep going. Some questions they asked me in the interview, I'm trying to remember. It's been a while, but I do remember them asking, you know, how would you approach teaching kids of a different age, like a really young kid versus like a 12-year-old, because you will see a wide range of ages. Also, you'll see in your schedule either on the app or you can go into the software on your computer what lessons they've scheduled you for the week, so you can go in and like preview them ahead of time if you're newer and you're not as familiar with the software yet. Like, you can go through each of the slides and kind of practice before the lesson. I did that when I first started. Just beware, sometimes they'll change the lesson on you at the last minute, so you'll like prepare for this lesson and then you go in at the time and it's a different one, just like if there weren't enough kids scheduled to take that lesson. But they do have all of their lessons that you can go into in curriculums. There are so many different lessons. Like, I've been teaching this for a year and there are still, like, I don't even know how many lessons I've never taught, because there are up through 11 levels and there's like 100 lessons in each level, and that's just in general. And then there's the phonics courses, the science courses. So you'll be teaching all different kinds of stuff. You don't have any control over what lessons they schedule you for. It'll just be random. Like, sometimes I'll be teaching a level 1 lesson 3 at 5:30, and then at 6 I'm teaching a level 7 lesson 25. Like, you never know. So I think I've said everything I wanted to in this video. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below and I'll try to answer as many as I can. I will link the TESOL certificate course that I did down below in the description if you need to get that. I'll also leave my referral link down there for you to apply to QKids with. I would really appreciate it if you would use my link. It would really help me out. And then I'll also link the mouse and the headset that I got down below if you need to pick those up. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys are all doing okay out there. Like I said, they're offering so many more classes than when I first started working for them. So with the least amount of classes that they used to offer, you used to be able to make like over $1,500 a month from that. Now you could definitely make more than that. You could probably make more like $4,000 a month from this if you taught every single one of their classes. Should I do the math for you? So they offer 17 time slots per day. The most you can make is $10 per lesson, 7 days a week, and let's say there's 4 weeks in a month about. So if you taught every single lesson for every day for 4 weeks, you can make this much extra in a month, $4,760. I wouldn't recommend teaching all 17 classes in a day, because honestly, just teaching like 4 or 5 a day can be exhausting. But if you really needed to make some extra money, that is how much is possible with this job. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If you're new here, maybe go subscribe to my main channel. I wouldn't recommend subscribing to this one because I don't really post over here anymore, but I really do hope you're all doing okay right now, and maybe I'll see you in another video very, very soon. Bye.
So hit me. So hit me. So hit me. First a confession. With you I feel a connection. With